Hey, howdy, folks. I've got something I wanted to show you this week because it was something that I did that was it was a bad decision. It was wrong. It was cheap. That's how we got into the corner with this mess. I'm going to show you where there's a good application, and then I'm going to show you what I did, which was a bad application, and maybe help a couple people out. Try to avoid this. This is all about putting wheels on a table saw and a proper kit for it. And I saw something online, and I guess you could say, went down the rabbit hole, and yeah, regret. Yeah. Excuse the mess. I put these, actually these are up right now. The wheels are down, in other words the bench is up in the air on these wheels. And this kit for this particular workbench works absolutely fantastic. Like I said, we just moved in here a couple months ago. Everything is still in total disarray, and so I'm still trying to dig my way through stuff. Hopefully once we get a shop built, we can get a lot of this will be out of here completely. But anyways, this kit only sells for around, I think they're around $25 or so they're cheap. And they come with screws and everything, so you can mount these things easily into like a wood bench. And they're for benches, you know, that sort of thing. Certain appliances and whatever you can attach them to, I guess. But the thing is, they work so good here, and I thought, well, you know what? I'll take a look at the rating on them. And turns out the advertising rating is 600 pounds. And I got that in my mind, 600 pounds, you know, like, wow, you could probably put these on a table saw. No. Let's go have a look at my table saw. Okay, this is actually the back of the table saw, and this wheel's down, and the table saw is actually, oh man, it's actually hitting the ground even. The weight for the saw alone was just too heavy, but they are a good set for workbenches. So I don't want, you know, to get anyone the wrong impression. It's not like, oh, this is a, you know, terrible product. It's just I've overdone what's going on here. When you lift the table saw for the first time on one of these wheel kits, you got to remember 600 pounds. Okay, but that's divided by 4. So technically, they might be good for up to 150 pounds. I think they're not. I think they're less than whatever the manufacturer is trying to rate them for. And the problem is, at that point, you're probably picking up about several hundred pounds of table saw on one wheel before you get the other ones up. And at that point, you're causing some problems. But there's a couple things wrong here. First off, I did the back of the saw, as you can see here, and also have them on the front. And the idea was that I could, unlock them or lock them down like this on the front, on the back, get the saw up, spin it around, put the saw wherever I wanted to. It'd be great. And the answer to that whole thing was like, no, it's not great at all. In fact, if you see these kits and you're thinking about putting them on machinery such as that's heavy, such as this, the table saw, I would highly say do not waste your time and your money on it. You're not going to be happy with these things. If you're putting them on a workbench like I have, they're fine. They're great. I love them. But the other thing that I did, like I said, was I put them, front and back. Side to side might have made some difference, but I can see that the kit is just, it's not a heavy enough kit to carry this kind of weight. So I'm going to actually show you what a kit looks like at Amazon that would probably do the job for something like this instead of this kit. This was just, in fact, I'm going to order one myself, I guess probably today, and get the table saw up on it because I need to be able to move the saw around, and this was just cheap. Again, cheap. That was what really got my interest. I thought it'd be, cheap is good. Well, cheap in this case was, nah, this is not going to work. I really needs a better, a heavier kit than something like this to move the saw around with. And there was a good kit on here. Unfortunately, it got broke in the move. It got destroyed, matter of fact. And we ended up scrapping the kit out, just throwing it away. It went to a metal scrap dealer, actually. I handed it in. But this I thought would be, give me the same kind of reaction, or maybe even, this might even be better. Well, no, it's not better. It's worse. It's really unstable. And the saw doesn't sit properly at all. And right now, this one's almost a good 3/4 of an inch off the floor. This one's hitting the floor. The one on the front is on the floor right now, and it shouldn't be. And the one on this side is up too. So it's even like leaning over and stuff because this saw, the way it was built, is not I guess it's not balanced per se to the cabinet. So there's more weight here than there is there or something on these. This is an old Craftsman table saw cabinet, and it's a cabinet saw with a cast iron top and stuff. It takes about 3 men to pick this thing and actually move it around. It's even 2 guys can't hardly, can barely even move it kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know what that weight is, but I'm going to guesstimate, say, between 250 and 350 pounds, something like that. And again, that seems to have exceeded what these wheels, this kit is rated at. So yeah, don't be cheapy like me and do this. Yeah, just don't do it. Yeah, I'm just sharing because, yeah, I'm not happy about this at all. But I am going to order the right kit for this. Yeah, so back here is the continued mess. I have not even had time. We've been here a couple of months, and I have not even had actually haven't even spent really a day trying to organize or clean up or do anything. All we've been doing is putting all the overflow stuff in the 2 outbuildings for the time being while I try to get this mess organized. We even did a yard sale and got rid of some stuff, which was good, but yeah, we've still got a long way to go. Anyways, I'm going to give you a link for these wheel kits. There it is. I'll show you the wheel kit itself. It is a good kit for like workbenches, that kind of thing. It's a great kit. Now you can go up in grade to higher poundage, that kind of thing. I just didn't like the way the wheels whipped around with the table saw. It was just so unstable. It was like, I just don't trust this at this point. I will show you what I am going to order and put under there. So I'm going to show you the one from Harbor Freight that I had on here before. It's not a great kit, but it is better than those wheels from Amazon. I did not like those. So we're going to go ahead and get the Harbor Freight kit and put it on there, and that way we'll be back to at least what we had. The problem with that kit is 2 of the wheels are stationary and 2 are steering. So when you're moving something as big as a table saw around, you sort of really have to swing back and forth. It's kind of like you're running a tractor trailer truck through a parking lot at Walmart or something. Yeah, it gets really tight, gets really weird, and the steering is terrible, but it is a kit that works well with the table saw and is very stable. And once you set the front wheels down, the saw is in place. It's like, have at it kind of thing. So I'm okay with that kit. This was another cheap one I did this week. I probably shouldn't even show you this just yet, but yeah. Okay, there it is. Yeah, I just picked this up at Harbor Freight. And I am not a Harbor Freight fanboy at all. In fact, I usually don't shop at Harbor Freight at all, but I just needed a simple, cheap, narrow crown, stapler kit. So I went and grabbed this at Harbor Freight. And I can tell you right off everybody knows the answer to this situation here. If you've ever been and purchased tools from Harbor Freight, it's like, yeah, one-time use and throw them away. Harbor Freight is trying to get better, and I do appreciate that Harbor Freight does seem to have some, pretty good deals on some tools, so it's not all bad or something. But this here I purchased, and within the first 10 staples it jammed. I went and unjammed it, started running it again. About 10 staples in, it jammed again, and it just continued to jam on and off. Every so many staples it would make a mess. And so it was just like, yeah, this is what seems to come from Harbor Freight. This is why I don't shop there. I had a stapler here. I've used it for years and years and years. It finally jammed, and I had to take it apart. And when I took it apart and I broke it, and it was like, okay, fine, we'll throw that one out. That was not from Harbor Freight. That, Banks here, yeah, that was, I've got a brad gun here that's from Sears. You remember Sears, the store that used to sell Craftsman and stuff. That's long gone now. I'm still to this day using that brad gun. It is still working flawless. I have no issues or no problems with it. And it was just it was the economy side of the brad guns at Sears at the time, but man, at least they had quality, This sort of thing, I think there's no excuse for this at all. The fact that it jammed, and it kept jamming, and I ended up turning the pressure up to around almost 75 pounds, and then it didn't jam anymore, but it was like, technically the tool should work around 45. That's what they're rated for, but it wasn't working, so okay, fine, we'll overdo it with the air supply and try to keep it from jamming. So we got the project, or I guess we'll say we got it done. The tool has gone into my inventory with the staples that came from Harbor Freight, because like I said, it was all
low priced, cheap. I would have spent more than that just going across the street to Lowe's and buying a proper, you know, pneumatic staple gun. Jeez, you know. Yeah. But that's the way things, when you go cheap, it's like, sometimes, you know, it can really bite you in the butt. And this wheel situation with this table saw thing has been an absolute nightmare. I'm hoping you know, we'll get that other kit in, and then hopefully the table saw will probably go against the wall over here or something, and some of these other tools and stuff will be going out of here eventually, and we'll sort of get opened up. A lot of stuff about 3D printing going on too, but I'll have to get back to you on that, because it appears that Anycubic is releasing a large format unit that is fully enclosed, seems to have some really good, looks really good. Price is unknown right now. We're sort of guessing at the price is going to run somewhere between $600 and $700, something like that, but it's 350 by 350 by, I think, cubed 350 possibly. But it's a fully enclosed machine, and you know, it has a lot of great features, hardened steel nozzle, that kind of thing. So it can run the ABS, the ASA, and all that. But at the 350 by 350 level, that is actually just hairline good enough to run for my business. So I'm thinking if that machine becomes available and it's in that price range, we might even order 2 of them from Anycubic. I have 2 of the Anycubic machines here that are said to be, oh, those things are garbage, but you know, they're producing money on my 3D print farm, so they're not garbage to me. You know. Anyway, hopefully, maybe we'll be back later this week with more stuff. So, but I had to share this today because it was a disaster. Over and out.